Hello and welcome to Tag Tuesday, in which I discuss the My Favourite Writers tag. The original idea was created by Alex of Whatpageareyouon. There is a link to his channel in the show notes below. And Steve turned it into a tag, and his original video is also linked below. He asks us to discuss your 6 authors who are not quite, your 4 authors who are maybe, and then your 5 favourite authors. I wasn't going to do this tag as I had already produced a video of my top 10 favourite authors and my top 10 favourite novels, but the tag is thought-provoking and takes a slightly different approach, which is worth exploring. So, in the spirit of the tag, here are my 6 not quites, in no particular order. George Eliot. This author was Jennifer's #1 favourite, but she is not quite for me because of the ending of The Mill on the Floss, which I hated. So even though she is not quite, because of the magnificent Middlemarch and Adam Bede, she still rates a place in my top 20. And Middlemarch rates a top 10 place in my top 10 favourite novels of all time. Jane Austen. She is not quite because I didn't enjoy Persuasion and I didn't finish Mansfield Park, but she enjoys a place in my top 20, and indeed her novel Pride and Prejudice enjoys #1 spot in my top 10 favourite novels of all time. Charles Dickens. He is not quite because although he is an important author who cannot be ignored, I find his style to be digressive and his imagination grotesque. However, he deserves a place in my top 20 because of his importance, but mainly for the superb David Copperfield, which is a top 10 novel for me. William Shakespeare. I can't quite figure out why he is not quite. He is renowned for his 4 great tragedies, his history plays, especially with Falstaff and Hal, his comedies, especially Much Ado About Nothing, and The Tempest, all of which are great, so why is he not quite? This tag is all about favourites, and while I acknowledge Shakespeare's preeminent place as the greatest writer who has ever lived, I cannot live and walk about in his heady atmosphere quite at my ease. I am a mere mortal, and his intellectual superiority requires study to mine his depths and to appreciate all the nuances of his artistry, which is perhaps why I cannot place him among my very favourites, but he most certainly deserves a place in my top 20 for the magnificence of his total output. The Brontes. Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights, and The Tenants of Wildfell Hall are all brilliant, and so the Brontes deserve a place in my top 20, but they don't quite rank as top favourites because they only produced these 3 masterpieces between them. I don't rate the other 4 novels as highly, and thus they are not quite. Lewis Carroll. The Alice novels are brilliant. They are quirky, surreal, magical and enjoyable to read. The rest of his output does not match up to the brilliance of the Alice novels, and therefore he is not quite. Next are the 4 authors who are maybe. James Boswell for his journals, and especially his London journal of 1762 to 1763. The Life of Samuel Johnson was Boswell's presumptuous task, as biographer Adam Sisman says. Boswell's Life of Johnson is really Boswell's memoirs concerning his acquaintance with Samuel Johnson. He also published 70 essays. which reveals some of the sallies of his exuberant imagination. As he would have expressed it, I have a great love for Boswell. A.C. Benson for his diaries, and especially for the 18 essays contained in From a College Window, which I have read many times. And have underlined passages in every one of them. I also have the biography written by David Newson called On the Edge of Paradise. Which I also enjoy. Thomas Hardy, a novelist whom it is also impossible to ignore. I own all his works, and he is a great author who produced several masterly novels, but none more so for me than Far from the Madding Crowd. H.E. Bates, the Pop Larkin Chronicles, are an absolute delight and consist of 5 novels about the Larkin family living in the English countryside. Finally, your 5 favourite authors. These are W. Somerset Maugham for his novels and short stories, Anthony Trollope for his Barchester and Parliamentary series and other novels, Jean Plaidy for her historical fiction, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle for Holmes and Watson, and Jacques Casanova, the Chevalier de Seingalt, for his 6 volumes of memoirs. But to avoid confusion, the 4 maybes are not competing for the top 5 places in my favourites list, because there are 5 others ahead of them, and these are Sir John Mortimer for Rumpole of the Bailey, James Herriot for his Country Vet memoirs, Sir Winston Churchill for his World War I and World War II memoirs, P.G. Wodehouse for the memoirs of Bertie Wooster about his life with Jeeves, and Baroness Orczy for the Scarlet Pimpernel series of novels. If it is argued that Thomas Hardy is a greater writer than some of the others on my top 10 list, I can only agree with you, but my argument is that this is all about favourites and not about the merit of the writing or the greatness of the author. In conjunction with this tag, I would refer my viewers to my top 10 playlist of favourite authors and my top 10 favourite novels, which you can see in the info cards above. Who to tag? See the next screen. You are tagged.